Well, hello there everyone. Monthly knife box is back. The unexpected box. The box that technically wasn't supposed to happen, but I forgot to cancel the subscription. So we have one more. So this is December. Little Christmas present from Monthly Knife Club that I paid for myself. So a little bit smaller box. I'm expecting one knife, so hopefully it is a good one. We're gonna open it up with last month's, one of last month's knives, the big old Boker. Look at that big old thing, it's been great. Let's go ahead and cut in here and see what Monthly Knife Box sent us this time. I always forget, this darn thing opens in what I would say is a weird way, and I'm always, I never remember the label, so I'm trying not to show the label and everything, and being really careful. Okay, here we go. Interesting. Okay, Mantis Knives. I don't know that I even know what Mantis Knives is. But here we go, Monthly Knife Club Holiday Edition. Look at that. Nice holiday print. Does that make you feel festive? Mantis Knives. Gearhead folding knife. Okay, so spec-wise, there's some of our spec. 440C? Gray anodized aluminum, okay. So one thing they do here is they put the lowest price they can find a knife at and then the highest price, so this is usually like an MSRP. So the lowest they found this knife for, with a 440C stainless blade, was for about 150 bucks. Now obviously the cost of the box is $119. With shipping it winds up being like 125, give or take. So interesting. Looks like this is an update. So we do say this is updated for 2020. So this is like, I guess the existing gearhead. I might stop and just take a look and see what the gearhead is. We'll open it first, but I've never heard of Mantis knives. But there again, I'm not a giant knife guy either, so it's not unexpected that I wouldn't know what this specific knife is or knife brand. Get out of the box. Okay, there we go. Oh, I've seen this before. I have seen this specific knife before. I think it has a, yeah, it has kind of an interesting open and a frame lock. So it's got this little gear open here, and you press this little, I believe I've seen this before. Tonto blade, which I'm not a huge fan of that, to be honest. That's just me. So interesting mechanism, I think, is kind of what we're getting here. I don't know if I want to call this as smooth as, I mean, it's relatively smooth, I guess. It seems to lock pretty good. That frame lock is super thin. Very thin locking mechanism. Very easy to depress, which I find kind of strange. So I imagine, I don't know. I don't want to imagine anything. So we got this like gear. I'm going to have to think about that a little bit because I'm pretty sure that I've seen a review. It must have been on the non-updated knife. Okay, so let's maybe take a look and see if the prices are accurate. I'm gonna just do a little tiny bit of research here before I get into, some testing and so forth. But alignment seems to be pretty good. That blade really does fill our cavity. Kind of a bit thick of a knife. I don't know if I like this mechanism or not. It's interesting, it's different. It's reasonably smooth. Kind of. Let me go ahead and look at prices real quick. Let's do a little price check and we'll be right back. So it appears as though the pricing for the gearhead seems to be pretty accurate. the actual Mantis website lists it at 180, and the what was it? Wasn't Blade HQ. They were saying it was discontinued. Of course, this one's supposed to be the new one. Oh darn it! Knife Center. Knife Center does have them available for $149.95. So that seems to be what we're looking at. And I guess I should make a bit of a retraction. I don't really remember every single blade steel out there, but I guess 440C, you know, has a decent reputation. I went and double checked myself, but I don't know. I don't know if I really care for this knife. Well, let's test the edge. Let's do a little bit of my edge testing. as is referred to from a few people in the comments as my Forged in Fire testing, which that gives me a giggle every time. Okay, yeah, it's got a nice edge on it for paper. So, except for that one, as soon as I say something, it flubs. But yeah, I mean, it has a pretty nice sharp edge on there, so that seems to be good. We'll do a pull and then we'll do a cut. So let's see if it, with effort, it will pull through pretty cleanly, so that's good. And we'll just do a quick little cut here as well. Yeah, like butter. Okay, so nice edge. Nice edge on that. Can't complain about that at all. I'm not a huge fan of the Tonto. I don't know why. I've had a few of them. I'm just not a huge fan. I don't know if I like the mechanism either. I could be in the majority. Everything seems really loose. I mean, it all seems very, very loose to me. But I mean, the lockup seems to be okay, but it's just such a thin frame lock there. Clip looks like it's stuck. It's stuck in one position, so tip up there. Obviously, you know, this cannot be tipped down because of the whole gear mechanism. I don't know, it's interesting, I guess. It's an interesting mechanism, the whole gear deal. Again, I'm just not sure if I care about it enough, though. And I've seen some knives with like geared mechanisms, and they're okay. There's such a big open spot here too because of our little lever. I mean, is it comfortable? Is it comfortable to hold? It's okay. It's okay to hold, I guess. I don't really feel like it's uncomfortable, but I will say that just from a usage standpoint, so I'm holding the knife, you know, pretty far up here, I guess. But with the mechanism, I almost have to come down on it a bit and then re-grip. And because it is just such an awkward space, it's not a bad thing, but it's like kind of a weird grip. It's not super big knife either. It feels pretty good. It's kind of slick, kind of a slick finish. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I don't know if this is like something that I want to keep around. Honestly, I don't. I'm just going to go on this. Is the Mantis, the gearhead, something I'd want to keep in my collection? Probably not. Probably not. Is it kind of cool? I do appreciate the gear. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd carry it. It's a thick knife. I mean, just this is what we open it with, this Boker. So just as a mild comparison, look how much thicker this is. Obviously it's shorter, but it's much thicker. Sorry, I'm not really showing you very well there. It's much thicker blade or overall package. Again, it's just accommodating this giant gear mechanism. Yeah, I probably wouldn't keep it, but it's an interesting knife. Definitely something I wouldn't typically I wouldn't typically have thought about, you know, from a knife company. So it is interesting. I'll give it that. Yeah, so Mantis knives. I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on it. What are you guys thinking about the gear head? Do any of you have one of the gear heads? New or old gear heads? I don't know. Let me know what you think, and I will think on it a little bit. But I don't think this is one that I would keep. I really don't. I don't think that this is one that I would keep in the collection. It's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's just kind of maybe trying a little too hard. It maybe tries a little too hard. Just, and I guess we always kind of talk about this too, just as far as like value goes, you know, if I were to buy this independently on my own, I would be paying more than what I paid for this box. So that's a big plus for Monthly Knife Box or Monthly Knife Club. They do give you a knife in the Onyx box that does appreciate for more than what you paid for the box. Now, upon resale, what you're getting out of resale, I really don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. It has a good edge, cuts well. It's just maybe a little bit out of my comfort zone as far as the mechanism, the hold, being so fat of a knife. So yeah, maybe just not my cup of tea, but I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you thought about this. Like I said, I think Monthly Knife Club is done. We might switch gears and maybe try another one of the tier 2, the cheaper tier 2, because we did get a decent knife out of that I gifted to my brother, and he really likes that knife. So we might still do an iteration of Monthly Knife Club, but I think we're going to step down from the Onyx. But I'll tell you this, if you do like knives that, you know, you get a knife and it should appreciate for more than what you bought it for, the Onyx box is a great place to start. It's a great place to get into some higher-ish end knives. Not the super duper high end, but higher-ish end knives. And, you know, it gives me something to learn too, because again, I'm not like this huge knife guy who knows everything about knives. I have to pause and look them up, you know. But interesting knife, you know, kind of snuck through, was the Unexpected Knife Club in December. But yeah, that's all we have for today. So hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure to comment down below, give an old like, and then subscribe if you haven't already, and we will catch you on the next one. See ya.